My cats hate Nintendo Labo. Well, I don't think they actually hate it. They just kind of like messing around with it or running away from it depending on which actual device I'm using. But the point is that the Nintendo Labo is fun, and it's really fun messing around with it. I've had a lot of fun with it so far. I haven't played with the entire package yet, but I've been able to build the RC car, the fishing rod, and I'm halfway through the motorbike so far, and what I've been able to do has been really cool. And I was kind of surprised actually, because the Nintendo Labo, like when you open the box, you see all these cardboard sheets. The package is actually surprisingly heavy. When you see these cardboard sheets, you kind of, at least me personally, I was thinking, oh, how is this actually going to turn into something? And sure enough, once you follow the very well told and thought out instructions and tutorials on the actual the Nintendo Switch, you can like move around the diagram and stuff. Once you go through that entire process and you build some of these, like, I guess these actual cardboard devices, it's just kind of amazing. Like, that experience when you see how these things come together is really special. Like, when I was building the fishing rod, I was wondering how could this all work, and it's really surprising to me because you're getting these pieces of cardboard and it's being constructed in a way where you're actually seeing like sliding and moving parts, and it works pretty intricately, and there's even parts that have resistance and feedback, and it connects with the Joy-Cons, which have motion and vibration, and it's just very surprising how much thought was put into this, and some of the technologies that are being implemented I think are incredibly clever. For example, the RC car. It's the most simple thing you're going to create with a Nintendo Labo, basically, and you create this little contraption that stands, and you insert the Joy-Cons. But the thing is, you can control the Joy-Cons with the Switch tablet, right? You can press these buttons on the touchscreen, and in this way you can turn and move this makeshift RC car you've made. It can literally move around. There are no wheels, there's no air blowing it, it's all done through the HD rumble on the Joy-Cons. They are vibrating in a certain way that force the ridges on the pieces of cardboard to move against the floor, and you can actually create both turning motion and forward motion, which is really, really cool. But what makes it even more interesting is that the right Joy-Con has an infrared camera, and it can see things in both night vision mode and a heat map, and it's just really, really cool. You can set it to an autopilot mode where it follows anything that's like motions around the front part of the IR camera, and it's just really fun. So yes, it's not fast or anything, but considering it doesn't even have wheels, it works incredibly well. And I've had a lot of fun with it. I was playing around with my cats, as I've probably shown in the footage, and it's just really cool. The idea that I can literally like sometimes get my pets and see them. I can imagine myself hiding in a room and sort of just spying around with the RC car, and that's really cool. The amount of possibilities that I'm already sort of envisioning with the RC car, there's a lot of it. And I mean, you can create another RC car if you have more Joy-Cons, and you can create sort of environments and move around like that. There's a bit of a mini game implemented into the RC car, actual software itself, that part of the application, and it's fun. There's a lot to that, and that's just the most basic, like, actual piece of cardboard that you're gonna put together. The others are significantly more sophisticated, like the fishing rod. I was just shocked how it all came together, and literally at some points you use rubber bands, and when you get to the fishing rod part, and I'm not going to spoil it for you guys, but when you see how they actually use the rubber bands, it creates resistance, surprisingly, but the way it's done, and it completely shocked me, and it's sort of opening up my eyes to different ways to put things together. And I think that's what's really special about Nintendo Labo, because yes, I'm an adult and I can enjoy this because I have a sort of like a creative mindset. I like putting things together, seeing how they work, like puzzles and stuff like that. I enjoy it a lot, but I think for kids, it's going to be great because it can help to inspire their creative minds, get them to think more critically, and start putting more and more things together. And that's what's really special about the Nintendo Labo, because you're going to progressively do slightly more, sophisticated things with Nintendo Labo as you move through the different projects. But then as you get towards the end, you can do it at any point, but it sort of lends itself towards doing it toward the end, where you can start creating custom stuff and putting things together, and sort of designing things to be done in different ways. Basically, you're creating custom Labo that have different kinds of functionality that work with the Joy-Con, the Switch, and take advantage of the different technologies like the IR camera, the HD rumble, the touchscreen. And it's just really special, the amount of things that can be done, and it basically, you're only limited by your creativity and I guess cardboard. but it's really special. And I think if you have kids, you should definitely, get this for them if you're creative minded, regardless of what your age is. If you like playing with puzzles and putting things together, you're gonna have a lot of fun with this. The mini games themselves so far haven't proven to be too sophisticated, but they're still fun, and there's still things you can do with them. And if you're creative, you can implement them in a lot of unique different ways. Like I'm with the RC car, I can see myself doing a lot of spy work, moving around, maybe interacting with my pets and doing crazy things, and there's a lot of fun to be had. Like I said, I think you're only limited by your own creativity. Now, I'm not 100% sure if I've even answered this question yet, but how is it in terms of durability? Because I've seen it brought up a lot of times. Basically, everything works fine. Like if you're just using its intended function, they're not going to break, but you do have to treat them carefully because it is a little fragile. You could easily rip something, I guess, if you're like throwing it around, or you could step on it and you will crush the cardboard. That will, if you step on it, it will be crushed. If you throw it, it will be dented. I could see some pieces breaking. So if you have kids and they like running around and getting kind of crazy, I could see them easily breaking the cardboard. At the same time though, Nintendo, on their site you can order each individual sheet of cardboard if you need it, so they can be replaced pretty easily. So it's not too big of a deal, and if you're just doing what you're supposed to in terms of putting things together, they shouldn't break as long as you're relatively careful. So I think it's durable enough considering the entire package and all the content that's in there for the price tag. So I'm not complaining, and I just for those who have kids who are volatile, keep that in mind. But basically, guys, I think Nintendo Labo is a great package, and like I said, if you're creative minded, or if you have kids that will enjoy things like Legos or putting things together, or puzzles, or just getting really creative, I think they'll love this, and I think it'll be a great experience for them, and it could really open up their minds. Heck, it's even opening up my mind, and I'm in my 20s. So yeah, it's fun, guys. It's a lot of fun, and yeah, definitely check it out. Anyways, everyone, thank you so much for listening. If you like this video, make sure to give it a like, and if you love Nintendo content, make sure to subscribe. Anyways, this is AndresRestart, and I'll see you guys all really soon. Bye.